we're talking about Owen Murphy, who is a bunch of 50s with a chance for everything to take a step forward. The frame allows for quite a bit of malleability. It's a good 12 to 7 curveball. Normally you hear about 12 to 6. 12 to 7 just basically means it starts at 12 on a clock, and then it has a little bit more break away from a right-handed batter, in on a left-handed batter. So just wanted to make sure that people know that he's got a good fastball. He has really good command of. He's able to maneuver that around the strike zone. I think that it needs to take a step forward in the velocity department, which is the easiest part of pitching, is to coax more velocity out of these guys. And I think that he's going to come out and, maybe if he starts pumping mid 90s consistently, if he's 93 to 95, this is a different sort of cat. Like, he has all the makings of what we sort of want. And don't forget, his best pitch is his curveball. It's a really nice curveball, and it's a really good slider that he pairs off of it. And it has a distinct velocity band. I know I like to talk about that. I like guys who have different velocity bands, and the slider has distinct shape off of the curveball as well. So it's a really good package as well. And it's an okay changeup, like 45, 84 to 86. I think that a lot of these cold weather guys, they don't have the feel for the changeup because they don't need it. But I
Mhm.
think that that'll sort of come as he gets more experience pitching in the minor leagues. And I'm really excited to see how Owen Murphy translates this next season.
Dude, I'm with you 100% because the first couple of months of the season, Owen Murphy was kind of lights out nightmare, like ultra jump forward in stuff. And that showed because he had a 31% strikeout minus walk rate. Just absolutely bonkers stuff. Now, of course, the problem is he went and decided to have his UCL explode. And so that's going to lead to Tommy John surgery. But you'll have that. The cool thing with Owen Murphy, as you said, is it's so many solid pitches with different velocity bands. The curveball is gorgeous. Great pitch. I love, again, you were showing me, hopefully you saw me just a minute ago, guys, when Reese was describing the slider. It's a gyro slider. My favorite pitch, maybe. Well, it's difficult to say about all three pitches, but that's one of them for sure. And it's average command for a guy who, again, if this was something finally clicked with Owen Murphy, this could theoretically be a guy that in 2026 we see continue to rapidly ascend the minor league ladder, and then theoretically alongside it, prospect stock. So if you're playing for 2026 or beyond in your fantasy leagues, and what I mean to say there is if you're in a down window, a closed contention window, I have to highly recommend that Owen Murphy is a player that you look to go out and acquire. The strikeout stuff was filth. And I mean, this, I'll quote Greg, could be a top 10 pitching prospect when he gets back from this Tommy John injury. Shout out Greg Hoogkamp for the bold prediction, but frankly, I'm right behind my Canadian counterpart. I think it's very likely the case because Murphy looked nasty to start 2024, Reese.
Yeah, he was one of the more unfortunate Tommy Johns that came up during the season. Like, I was like, this dude's putting it together. Like, we're going to be talking about him as maybe the Braves' best prospect, and all of a sudden, you have to bump him down a little bit down the rankings. Although not as
Mhm.
much as people used to with Tommy John. Everybody comes back these days. Like, it's almost rare to not come back from Tommy John. And a lot of these guys, when they come back from Tommy John, they start throwing harder because have had time to. They have 18 months to sort of work on their body, work on their pitch mix, and everything like that. They're away. They're getting stronger because you still have to stay in good shape. And I definitely think that Owen Murphy comes back and just is like gangbusters coming out, and just maybe if he starts touching 93, 95 in 2026. I meant 2026 earlier. I forgot to mention the Tommy John. So he's definitely someone who I'm kind of thinking is a nice, like, stock up, like, when he starts to come back. Like, this is a dude who's just going to explode. I
Mhm.
think he's a nice buying opportunity as well in your fantasy leagues. I think that something like that curtails it to allowing you to have him if you're more risk, like, not adverse, but like, what's the opposite of adverse, like more risky in your profile guy that you're going after. I think that Owen Murphy, if you have the patience for someone like that, can be a nice little steal for you in fantasy leagues.